All right, shout out to you. If you made it here from Instagram, shout out to you. Okay, but yeah, let's continue the show today. Just I don't know, some few hours ago, I saw this news. Knowles-Lawson, Beyonce's mama filed for divorce just a little while back. Well, today was the news broke today. So I'm just going to cover this really quickly before we get into the actual topic of the day. Hello, Toby and Tribe. Welcome, welcome. D says, at this point, I know 80% of the lyrics to your intro song, MOP. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. You know, I'm working on a new intro, but I was like, I can't remove the song. Whatever I do with the new intro, I can't afford to remove the song. Okay. And that song reminds me of myself from 20 years ago. So I will keep it up. All right. So, yeah, let's keep going. So Knowles-Lawson filed for divorce and from her new husband. It's not really new anymore. I think they've been together for a while. But Tina Knowles-Lawson used to be married to Beyonce's papa, who was Matthew Knowles. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I wanted to fly through some of the timeline really quickly as published on Essence, so we can know precisely what we're talking about, okay? Because it will bring us up to speed. And then I will share one or two lessons. We do have a sponsor. I got to change the appreciation song too as well, you know. But Patrick want me to change it. Do you want me to change it? Everybody else, do you think I should change it? We do have a sponsor for the show today. Thank you so much, D-Love. I appreciate you. $25 from D-Love. She's actually one of our main sponsors here, the channel sponsor as well. Thank you so much. Let's dance a little bit. Anyway, what's going on? Welcome back. All right, thank you so much for that, D-Love. I appreciate you. All right, so let's do this, right? I want to go through a little bit of the timeline, okay? According to Essence, number one, in the 80s, they actually met a long time ago. It says, I'm going to read, Knowles and Lawson go way back. They go way back. If you didn't know before they became a romantic item, well, that spells out creepy to me. I mean, you've been, maybe not, but it's almost like he's been monitoring this woman all the while she was married. That's crazy. Anyway, if you didn't know, before they became a romantic item, they met 3 decades prior. His sister was one of our good friends, and when he first met her, okay, maybe that's why. The sisters were friends, right? She was pregnant with Beyonce and married to Matthew. For that reason, he kept his initial attraction to her to himself. Okay. 2013. So they met in the 80s, but in 2013 they reconnected and started dating. After reconnecting following her divorce, which was finalized in 2011, they began seeing each other. The pair stepped out for the first time together as an item at a major event at the Angel Ball in October 2013. Okay, just a little timeline. 2014, she shared her happiness. 2014, she told the whole world, I guess. In 2015, they got married. So they've been married for 8 years. Okay, the pair tied the knot on a yacht off Newport Beach in April of 2015 with the couple's famous 3 children. Well, famous children present. Famous children being Beyonce. Who else? Okay, Solange. Okay. Well, these days, Blue Ivy is getting more popular than all of them, right? 2016, she shared her gratitude for Richard. When speaking on what she's most grateful for in 2016, one of the things she mentioned was the love of her husband. It's Grateful Sunday, and I quote, "It's Grateful Sunday and I want to share what you are most grateful for. She said on Instagram, I'm the most grateful for my family and my friends, and also for finding love at 62. You know, the truth is that you can find love at any point in time. But the older you get, you're a walking red flag. What that means is that you need to make sure you know what you're doing. You know how old people get older and you kind of have to take care of them as a baby the older they get, especially towards the end of it? Something similar, you know? You need to make sure you know what you're doing. Okay? I mean, let's be honest. You have to make sure you know what you're doing all the way across the board, right? Regardless of when you're getting married. But when you're getting much, much older, meaning anything 40 and above, and you're getting married, you need to ensure you know what you're doing, because there's a good chance you're coming to the table with certain types of experience that you don't want to copy and paste into the next situation. This is the reasons why there are studies that are showing 60 to 80% of, not 60 to 80, it's actually 75%, okay? I was just trying to be nice. It's actually about 75% of second and third marriages end up in divorce. These are some of the things you want to pay attention to. 62, you know, that's in one aspect of things you're like, it's hopeful, there's hope, right? In the other aspect of things, I just want to make sure that you know what you're doing. What does that look like? Engage wise counsel. Talk to counselors, talk to wise counsel, talk to therapists, use a coach, okay? Because they are going to be, first of all, everything is going to probably look like red flag to you, okay? That's one aspect of everything, right? Or if you're quote unquote hopeless romantic, you might shut your brains off because you fell in love with something. There's no in between. You tend to be on one extreme or the other. Just something I want to put that real quick. In 2017, it was a year of celebration. The couple celebrated plenty in 2017. During that time, Lawson turned 70. The man turned 70 in 2017. So he should be about 74 now, right? Doing so with a birthday bash thrown by Knowles. That's her ex-husband's name. They also celebrated the opening of their non-profit. Okay. All right. So 2018, they went viral. Why? Well, appearing on the hit home series Black Love, Knowles left people talking when she talked about falling for Lawson. Tina Knowles, right? She said when speaking on the things that attracted her to him, is he perfect? Is he perfect? And then she goes, absolutely not. To which Lawson's eyes showed some confusion. Well, I think that was probably banter. Nobody ever, I mean, a 70-year-old man would know that he's not perfect, right? He also sounded confused, asking, no? Let me see. I think I have that clip here. Let me see if I can play that clip for you. Oh, I carry a do well. Oh, let's see. I think I have it. Yeah, I think I have it. All right. No, not this one. Jesus Christ. Not that one. There you go. Aha. Let me see. Okay. Okay. I do have something here. Let me share this with you. All right.
Pretty incredible things. I'm not so bad. I deserve somebody because I'm great, you know? And that's not an arrogant thing. That's just like all these years I've accomplished all these things, but I never really even took a look at them. I never owned them or felt good about them. So all of a sudden I felt good about myself, and I think that's how I was able to attract someone. So if you are out there and you want to attract somebody, fall in love with yourself. Mm-hmm.
That's
and
a good
know
point.
your worth. You know, it really makes a difference. At 59, I moved to a new city,
59.
got a new car, a new man, a new life, and it is possible. I envisioned the type of man I wanted.
Like
I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But, you know, he has a lot of the qualities. He has a lot of the qualities that that I love. And we wrote these things about.
All right, that was it right there. He said, no, like, was it perfect? Let me see this comment. This comment by Shah says, this woman literally said she never took the time to own or acknowledge her accomplishments. She realized her worth and value and took pride in that. Sounds like a lady that's done some work to get there. The misogynist and male-identified mommies took her words and made it into something it wasn't. You can tell the hoax whose whole identities are wrapped around in a man and will betray themselves just to have one. You see, the issues here is that, again, modern women and modern men tend to be on one extreme or the other. And unfortunately, life does not work like that. Everything that's sweet about life is right in the middle. Speaking of in the middle, I have another one to cover really quickly. Okay. Everything that you enjoy the most about life is a dance. You're moving through life. Sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's all the way. Like everything is bliss, and then boom, and at the end of it all, hopefully you grow old enough. I was at the funeral today of an old friend. She's only 42 years old, right? Hopefully at some point, maybe when you get old, hopefully you get old, but it all ends at some point. But everyone on the internet today, they think in one extreme or the other. When that woman was just talking just now, she basically referenced him, the man sitting right next to him, to her rather, like firewood. Like, I got a new man. That's what I picked up. Maybe I'm nitpicking her words, maybe, okay? But then the other person on the extreme now is basically talking about male identified mommies, which, by the way, that's a real thing. But for the most part, people that are saying that, they're also on the other extreme of things, right? The people around you, yeah, they will dictate a part of your identity. It's just reality, okay? And when you want to try to turn it completely off, you just collect, because it's not realistic, right? Your children, your husband, your boyfriend, the people you surround yourself with, you're the average of everything around you. This is just the reality about life. So when you don't consider that, when you're creating stories in your head, it's no wonder why you will self-sabotage the situations, the best of situations around you. Why does it have to be the extreme? Why should a man be your identity? Why should you completely discount the fact that the man you're with will affect the way you move, right? Either for positive or negative. And you should appreciate everything around you. You should learn how to move in gratitude as opposed to actively trying to discount it, right? It's not always intentional. I'm just pointing that out really quickly. But let me get back to the timeline. We're talking about Tina Knowles right now before we get to the actual reaction we want to do today. So 2018, they went viral because of that video I just played. 2021, he thanked God for her. 2021, like yesterday, he thanked God for her. In a loving note to celebrate their anniversary in 2021, Lawson recounted their love story, including how he had to keep his incredible attraction for her back in the 80s to himself. As we remained friends throughout the years, I took great pleasure in observing you. This is a quote from Tina Lawson just 2 years ago, okay? And that's possible. We're not going to shame her for that. You can be feeling extreme gratitude right now. The next day, you remember everything that's terrible about this man. The best of us, we act exactly like that, okay? And it's, by the way, it's easier to remember everything that's bad about your partner. It's a lot more easier. So the work for you is going to be, if there's anything at all, it's in remembering what you appreciate the most about them. That's going to be your work. That's going to be a lot of work for a while until it becomes second nature. It will become second nature, but that work will almost, it's a test. It will almost take you out because the natural part of you wants to remember everything you don't like about him or her. Okay? But no one is perfect, right? Including Mr. Lawson. So here's a quote. As we remain friends, a quote from Tina Lawson. Tina, now ex-Lawson, back to Knowles. Okay? As we remain friends throughout the years, I took great pleasure in observing you become the ultimate mother. Okay, this was from this is a quote actually from Mr. Lawson, who is an actor, by the way, in his own right. The ultimate mother, especially for your own daughters, but also for the way you care for and nurture women all over the world. He wrote, it took 32 years for my attraction for you to come full circle. It was well worth the wait. I bet he's saying something else right now. You're a revolutionary, visionary, an incredible artist, a fashion icon, a leader, a cultural beacon, a hot, sexy, ratchet god warrior. Jesus. You are my wife. How highly favored am I? All right, so in 2023 January, he responds to early breakup rumors. Okay, so there were rumors. People can tell. There were rumors already. That's sad. As Beyonce's Renaissance tour kicked off abroad, people wondered why Lawson wasn't by his wife's side. He was probably trying to get some space. There was probably issues already. There's probably trouble in paradise already. 74-year-old man will probably know how to do that. But some things you can't save, you know. By his wife's side, as she supported her firstborn during the big comeback show. Some even took to his social media to ask the question. Well, he answered one follower, I'm doing a series here in LA and working on my film. He said in response to the query, thanks for your concern. It's all good. That's a man of prestige. I don't know him like that. I'm just saying, okay. In 2023 July, they call it quits. Now it's over. Sadly, it's over. Let me come to the chat before we go into the actual story of the day. Sir Hill, what's going on, my friend? How are you, man? Good to see you, man. Yep. All right. So shout out to all 29 of you, 28 of you watching me live. Shout out to that one person that refused to go on YouTube, watching me on Instagram. If you're enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. Okay. Either way, you know. But yes, let's talk about this. So the lesson that I really want to tell everybody here. Okay, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. The lesson that I really want to highlight today is this, okay? Make sure you know what you're doing. The older you get, the more you have to make sure you know what you're doing. Now, the reason why I don't go younger is because if you're younger, you're not going to listen anyway, okay? And not only that, you have the rest of your life ahead of yourself. You're going to grow together with your partner that you choose. It's inevitable. The same thing has to happen if you get married at 59, okay? It's just that if you have the luxury of time, then you might as well engage as soon as you are able to engage wise counsel, okay? But the key thing here is that the older you get, especially if you're bringing certain experience to the table, somebody said here the other day, you become coconutted. Both men and women, you become coconutted. It's harder to change your ways. That's number one. Number two, you have experiences that you will naturally try to copy paste into the next relationship, and it's not going to work because you're completely with a new person. Have you ever tried to learn anything new the older you get? It's just difficult. I play the keyboard. I tried to learn saxophone about 3, 4, 5 years ago. I don't have that level of patience anymore. I just don't. Okay. So my son picked up the sax and he started playing it. I encouraged him. Now he's learning the keyboard too. But the point I'm making there is that the older you get, the more difficult it is to be a sponge, to be able to say, to calm down, to be patient, right? To be willing to get to know a person. You know, get to know a person sounds so cool and so simple until you're in a romantic situation, until your head is full of red flags and that's all you see everywhere you go, right? I'm just saying, you know, if you make sure you know what you're doing, okay? Because, like, what's the point? You know, what's the point, right? Plus, the only thing we tend to disrespect in this life is really marriage. I mean, we're just extremely disrespectful to the idea of marriage and what makes it work, okay? And what is it that makes it work, that makes marriages work? Well, one of them is humility, okay? Humility. And you're going to have to manage your expectations around other human beings. There's another human being involved. They're not a firewood. So if you sit down there and you're saying, "I got me a new man," if that takes over the way you think about this, if it shows up in your behavior, it's gonna rub the other person off the wrong way. And yeah, they're not. I picked that up. I know it's just words, but it's not just words. Okay, right? It's not just got me a new man. It's not just that. And I did watch that show back then. She did seem to have taken over that particular conversation that I played earlier. It really doesn't matter. I'm just saying we're here right now, and she couldn't last more than 8 years. You know, maybe she doesn't need to. Okay, but somebody will be like, "Oh, maybe they just chose to go their separate way. It's not really a big deal."
Stop the cap.
Yeah, people just don't wake up and want to end a marriage. Stop the cap. Yeah, that's not how that works. It's because it wasn't good for at least one person. Okay, whatever that looks like. Okay, that's why. Okay, but I'm sure there's some more points we can cover as the story uncovers. We'll get back to it. I'll be right back.